All right, second graders. Today, your assignment and my teaching point is going to be adding 10 and 100 to numbers. So, you have been doing expanded form and you've kind of already been doing this, but I want to make sure that we all understand adding 10 and hundreds to numbers before we start working on them on a number line. It's going to be a really important part of what we do. So, I'm going to show you a couple different ways that you can think about adding 10 and hundreds, that you can think about adding 10 and hundreds, period. So one of the things you can do is use your base 10 blocks and get your base 10 blocks out. And if I'm adding 36 plus 10, well, here we go. I'm actually going to use my virtual base 10 blocks here. Second. And I am going to just move over 10, 20, 30, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 36, and then plus 10, I'm going to add another 10. Now I have 10, 20, 30, 40. I haven't changed the ones at all, so that's got to still be 46. So now I have 40. Oops. Now I know that I have 40. I'm having a little problem there. Hang on, let me try it again. 46. There we go. I think that tool must give me a line. I didn't realize that. It's interesting. So now I have 46. Okay, now I want to show you another way that you can show that you're adding 36 plus 10. Another way that you can show it is you can show it by doing expanded form. So you could do 36 plus 10. Whoops, oh my goodness. You could do 36. I made a mistake, didn't I? You can do 36 plus 10. And then I'm going to draw it out kind of like like a number bond here. So 36 would be made up of 30 and 6. And then, of course, you have 10 already there. So then if I combine the 10 and the 30, that would be 40. And then I still have the 6 there. So then 40 and 6 equals 46. So that's another way that you can do it. So I can use the base 10 blocks. I can use expanded form. And right now, I'm going to show you one more way. So we were just working on 30. We were just working on 36 plus 10. So 30. Goodness, I'm having trouble with my technology tools here. 36 plus 10, just like that. All right, so today I want to show you what's called an open number line, okay? I know I've showed you number lines before where you can just draw a line and then put arrows at both sides to show that numbers truly go on forever. They go on forever. So if I'm doing a number line, I'm trying to add 10 to a number, I'm going to have the line, I'm going to have the arrows at the end to show they go on, and then I'm going to have the notches. So if you remember, a notch goes just like that. And just like you learned in first grade, like you can start with the biggest number and then add on to it. You can do the same thing this year when you're using an open number line. So my first notch is going to show the largest number, the largest addend, which would be 36. Okay, so if I add 10, let's say you're like, you know how to just like add 10 in your head, 36, 46, you can do that. Then here's what you can do to show on a number line. 36, another notch is 46. You skip counting by 10. So the way you can show that is you kind of show like a jump on a number line. So plus 10 at the top. Once you learn how to write it, it is a super duper helpful tool. So we're going to keep using a number line for a long time. Over the next couple of months, we'll be using number lines. So we're going to just try it out again today. So if I'm adding 10, I know how to do it in my head. So I did a little notch there and I put 46. And then I drew a jump line to show that I added 10 to that number. Okay, so then let's just say I needed to add another 10. Let's say I need to add another 10. Let me put that there. I can do another jump line, another add 10, and another notch. And 46 plus 10, 46 plus 10 is 56. Let's do one more. What would be 56 plus 10? Well, 56 plus 10 is 66. So now this number line is actually showing, is actually showing 36 plus 10, 20, and 30. And we see if we start at 36, we go up 10, 20, 30, we would end up at 66. It's another way to show our thinking. Because if you remember, we talked early in the year that the more we can show our thinking, the more it helps our brain to grow in the area of math, right? It's not just about getting that answer right. It's about how can I show what's going on in my brain? And using a number line with skip counting is a great way to do that. Okay, we're going to do one more problem here. So when you're doing your problems on Freckle today, use base 10 blocks, use expanded form, and try out drawing it on a number line today too. You won't have to show that to me or anything yet, but just give it a try. So the other numbers, sometimes the numbers on the Freckle problems are going to ask you, they're going to ask you to add 100. So like, let's say we had, there we go again. Let's say we had 346 plus 100. So again, you can use your blocks. Ooh, those are big. I'm going to see if I can make it smaller. I don't know if I can. 1, 2, 310, 20, 30, 40, and then 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so if I start with 346 and I just add another 100, there's 100, I still have the same 40 and the same 6. But now, instead of 346, I have 446. I have 446. Okay? And so I can show that by using expanded form. And I could draw out 300. Do you ever do that? It's like every time you got to do it, and then you're like, oh, what is happening? Okay, 300 plus 40 plus 6 plus 100, right? So we can think of it like that too. 300 plus 100 is 400. And then we still have plus 40. And plus 6 is 446. So again, you might be thinking, but I can just do it in my head. And that's great. That's fine. But the idea is we're trying to give your brain and your hand lots of experiences writing out the numbers and writing out how they can be pulled apart and how they can be put back together. That is how you build your number sense. So as you get older and older in the grades, you can work with bigger and bigger numbers. So even if you know you can do it in your head, do something to work out the problem and show your thinking. That's that connection between your hand and your brain helps a ton. So if I was going to show this one on an open number line, I would start at 346. And then you're going to do another notch. And it seems crazy, but you can put 446 right here as long as you do your jump. And on top of your jump, you show how much did you increase by. So I increased by 100, right? It's the same distance as like when we just did tens. We didn't put them like way far apart now because it's 100. Because it's an open number line, as long as we show that little note up top that, yeah, I actually was adding 100, then you're good, right? That's just a way that we can show. So then if we were to add another 100, we would be at 546. Let's do one more. After 546, so if I'm just increasing my hundreds, I would be at 646. And again, I can add that 100. All right, second graders. So today we're working on adding tens and hundreds to a number, but we're also working on how can you show your thinking for that in many ways. So use those base 10 blocks, use the virtual base 10 blocks, show expanded form with number bonds, show an open number line, lots of ways to do it. All right, mathematicians, can't wait to see your work. Be accurate. Strive for accuracy with this.